Hello, and welcome to the Fast Book Pod channel, where you'll find the best book summaries. You'll watch book summaries just like watching a movie. Don't forget to subscribe and like the videos for in-depth reviews of great books. Let's get to the book summaries.
Let me tell you the fascinating story of the Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown, a novel that mixes mystery, art, religion, and hidden history into one unforgettable journey. It's a book that pulls you in from the very first page, and it all begins in one of the most famous museums in the world, the Louvre in Paris. Late one night, Jacques Saunière, the elderly curator of the Louvre, is chased through the dark museum halls by a pale, terrifying monk named Silas. Saunière knows he's going to die, but before he does, he creates a bizarre scene. He strips himself, positions his body like Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man, and writes a series of numbers and messages in his own blood. Every detail he leaves behind has meaning, symbols, patterns, codes. It's his final attempt to leave a trail for someone who can uncover the truth behind his murder. When the French police arrive, they call in Robert Langdon, a Harvard professor of religious symbology, who happens to be in Paris for a lecture. Langdon has spent his life studying ancient symbols, art, and secret societies, but nothing could prepare him for what's about to unfold. At the same time, the police's cryptologist Sophie Neveu arrives at the scene, and she has a personal connection. Sophie is Saunière's granddaughter, though she's been estranged from him for years. Sophie quickly realizes that Langdon is being framed for the murder. She secretly warns him that the police are planning to arrest him and helps him escape from the Louvre. Before leaving, they carefully examine the cryptic clues Saunière left behind. The first clue is a riddle hidden in the strange sequence of numbers written in blood. Another is a message that tells Sophie to find Robert Langdon. It's as if her grandfather wanted her and Langdon to work together. As they follow Saunière's trail, they discover that every symbol and message he left behind connects to one of the greatest mysteries in human history, the secret of the Priory of Sion, a secret society that has existed for centuries. This organization was rumored to protect an ancient truth, something so powerful that it could shake the foundations of Christianity itself. Their search quickly becomes a dangerous game of cat and mouse. They're being hunted by the French police, led by the determined Captain Feha, and also by Silas, the monk who murdered Saunière. Silas belongs to a group called Opus Dei, a religious organization with strong ties to the Catholic Church. But he's acting under the orders of someone known only as the Teacher, a mysterious figure who is orchestrating the entire conspiracy. Langdon and Sophie start decoding Saunière's riddles, which lead them to works of art by Leonardo da Vinci. Inside the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper, they find hidden meanings, secret patterns, and clues that point to a much larger mystery. They discover that Saunière was not just a museum curator, he was the Grand Master of the Priory of Sion, and his murder was part of a plan to silence those who guard an ancient secret, the truth about the Holy Grail. But here's the twist. According to the clues, the Holy Grail isn't a physical cup or chalice. It's actually something, or someone, entirely different. It's Mary Magdalene, the woman who, according to certain suppressed historical accounts, was not just a follower of Jesus but his wife. The Grail represents her bloodline, a living lineage that has been protected by the Priory of Sion for centuries. Sophie and Langdon escape Paris and go to the countryside to meet Langdon's old friend, Sir Lee Tybing, an eccentric British historian who is obsessed with the Holy Grail legend. Tybing confirms their suspicions and explains the theory in detail, that Jesus and Mary Magdalene were married, had a child, and that their descendants survived through the centuries. The Church, afraid that this truth would destroy its authority, worked relentlessly to bury it. According to Tybing, Leonardo da Vinci and other great artists of the Renaissance secretly included clues in their paintings to preserve the truth. As they continue their investigation, Langdon and Sophie realize that Saunière's death wasn't just about the Grail. It's about control over knowledge, faith, and history itself. They discover a small device known as a cryptex, a cylindrical puzzle that hides a message inside. The only way to open it is by aligning the correct password. If someone tries to force it open, a vial of vinegar inside will dissolve the message instantly. This cryptex becomes the key to uncovering the next step in their quest. It's a test of intelligence, patience, and faith, just like the journey they're on. Every riddle they solve brings them closer to the truth but also deeper into danger. The Teacher is always one step ahead, manipulating everyone, Silas, the Church, even the police, to achieve his own ends. Their journey takes them across Europe through ancient cathedrals, secret tombs, and libraries filled with forbidden texts. Each location hides another clue connected to art, geometry, and history. One of the most intense scenes takes place in the Temple Church in London, where Silas finally catches up with them. A violent struggle follows, and they barely manage to escape. But as they piece together the final clues, they uncover the most shocking twist of all. Lee Tybing, the man who has been helping them, is in fact the Teacher, the mastermind behind everything. His obsession with the Holy Grail has turned into madness. He orchestrated Saunier's murder and manipulated Silas and the church to find the secret for himself. He believes humanity deserves to know the truth that the church has hidden for 2,000 years, no matter the cost. In the final act, everything converges. Langdon, Sophie, and Teabing end up in Westminster Abbey, where the last puzzle must be solved. Teabing demands that Sophie open the cryptex, threatening to destroy the Grail's secret if she refuses. In a moment of clarity, Sophie realizes that the answer lies not in the Grail's physical existence, but in what it symbolizes. She tricks Teabing by pretending to give him the real password, and the cryptex opens safely, revealing another smaller cryptex inside the final clue, left by Teabing is arrested, Silas dies seeking forgiveness, and Bishop Aringarosa, who had been unknowingly working under Teabing's influence, realizes too late that he's been manipulated as well. The chaos ends, but the mystery continues. Langdon and Sophie follow the last clue to Rosslyn Chapel in Scotland, an ancient and mysterious building filled with symbols and carvings. There, Sophie learns the truth about her family. She is the last living descendant of Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene, the living Grail herself. Her grandfather, Jacques Saunier, had kept this secret to protect her and the bloodline she represents. It's a moment of revelation, but also of peace. Sophie finally understands why her grandfather had always been distant and secretive. Everything he did, every message, every symbol, every riddle, was part of his effort to protect her and the truth. Langdon, standing in the ancient chapel, reflects on the meaning of faith and history. He realizes that perhaps the Holy Grail was never meant to be found, because its true power lies not in a physical object or person, but in the idea it represents the divine feminine, the sacred balance between man and woman, and the mystery that makes faith possible. In the novel's final scene, Langdon returns to Paris. Walking through the quiet night, he reaches the Louvre once again. As he stands before the glass pyramid, he suddenly realizes where the final secret rests. Beneath the Louvre, under layers of art, history, and mystery, lies the resting place of Mary Magdalene. Langdon kneels not in worship but in respect, acknowledging the power of history, truth, and love that transcends all dogma. And that's the essence of the Da Vinci Code, a story that makes you question what you think you know about faith, history, and the way stories are told. It's not just a thriller about solving riddles. It's about searching for truth in a world where facts and beliefs constantly collide. It asks deep questions. What if history is written by those who have the power to shape it? What if truth isn't lost, just hidden in plain sight, waiting for those brave enough to see it? Dan Brown's novel takes us on a thrilling ride through art and religion, but beyond all the puzzles and conspiracies, it's a story about human curiosity, our need to understand who we are, where we came from, and what we believe in. Whether you take it as fiction or a thought experiment, it leaves a lasting impact. So, what about you? Did the Da Vinci Code make you see art and religion in a different way? What did you think of the idea that the Holy Grail could be a person rather than a cup? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share them in the comments, and if you enjoyed this summary, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Fast Book Pod for more powerful book summaries like this one. Every week, we explore stories that make you think, inspire you, and help you see the world in a new way. Because after all, books like the Da Vinci Code remind us that knowledge is the greatest adventure, and the truth, no matter how hidden, always finds a way to shine.
It was a very good book. Did you like it too? You can write your thoughts in the comments section. See you in the next summary.